Saxhorn here on attempt number 5 or whatever of filming this. Still ecstatic to be relevant enough to have a subscriber requested video. Hooray, clap for us. Anyway, what we're going to be doing is discussing some Kozmo combos, combos with a K, and maybe a few basic ideas or concepts about the deck. So yeah, let's hop on in with our first combo. One of the main premises of Kozmo is you need to open up this little bastard here, tin can, and when you don't get to him or E-Telly, or if you want to play it 1-for-1, you need another way to get to him and get your searches started and make all of your calls live. So I've got 2 ways here on how to do that. Firstly, you'll need Dark Destroyer, sadly at 1, should be at 1, and any pilot. For this example, we'll just use Farm Girl. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see my build of this deck, it's on the channel. So first, you'll normal summon your pilot, and then you will banish them for Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer's effect will destroy himself and float into Strawman, but the banishing effects of each pilot are hard once per turn. So if you drew Strawman and Dark Destroyer, you can't actually do this. So yeah, but use Strawman's effect, pay 500, revive Dark Destroyer. At the end phase, Dark Destroyer will blow up, and you can float into Tin Can or anything that you want. But usually that'll be Tin Can. Anyway, another way to get to your Tin Can without drawing into it is to have Allure, Landwalker, and Strawman. Or this could be any dark Kozmo that's not Eclipser. It has to be one that floats. So this or Dog Fighter if you run it. But first, you'll activate your Allure. You'll draw whatever. Maybe you'll draw Tin Can. Who knows? But this time we didn't. And you'll banish the Landwalker. Then you'll normal your Strawman, pay 500, revive your Landwalker, and at the end phase, he can float down into your Tin Can. So that's just 2 ways you can get Tin Can without drawing it, and makes your calls a little more live. Next combo. This one's really, really straightforward. You're basically just turning Allure of Darkness into a Pot of Greed. So all you need is Town or Terraforming, plus 1 Dark Cosmic Monster. So you'll start by activating your Town, and Allure. Start by activating your Town, or you can do it second, and activate your Allure of Darkness, draw your 2, then banish your Kozmo Dark Monster. Then you use Town's effect, pay life points, and get this back. And you essentially went +1. Well, you did go +1. The next thing to talk about is getting rid of opponent's Pendulum scales easily with only a ship and a Mojo. Now, for this, you need any ship other than Slip Rider. This will be in deck, and a Cosmojo. All you have to do is have your big ship on board. Usually, this happens at the opponent's in phase or when they set Pendulum scales. You'll have Mojo set, and then you activate Mojo, destroying your Forerunner and banishing a Pendulum scale. Forerunner will banish because he was destroyed. And then you special summon Slip Rider and you pop the other Pendulum scale or just hit more back row. Really strong disruptive play. Next, we'll discuss some combos you can do when you have Call of the Haunted with some ships engraved. So let's say you have Call of the Haunted set and you have a Slip Rider engraved. You can activate Call, revive the Slip Rider, the Slip Rider's effect, activate it, and pop Call of the Haunted. This will destroy Slip Rider, and then he will float into Tin Can or Strawman or whatever pilot you want. Another way to do this is, if you don't have Slip Rider, you could set your Call, activate it, revive your Dark Destroyer, and then Dark Destroyer can pop himself to summon a Slip Rider or float down into whatever you need. And the combos you can do with this can be extended to, let's say if you have a Forerunner on board, and your Dark Destroyer is engraved, you can activate the Call of the Haunted, revive the Dark Destroyer, use the Dark Destroyer to pop your Forerunner. Forerunner can float into Slip Rider. Slip Rider can pop Call of the Haunted. That will destroy Destroyer, and he will float down into another Slip Rider. You can pop a back row, and then overlay for Nova Infinity. So you can get infinity and set up for it during the other guy's turn just by having a big ship, a call, and a Dark Destroyer engraved. And you can pop back rows and disrupt their plays. Those same plays can be done with Mojo sometimes. Lot of ways to get to infinity in this deck and disrupt the opponent. The next thing we'll talk about is making a first turn infinity. For that, you are going to need a pilot. For this example, we'll be using Wicked Witch. You'll need the 1 of Etelli, sad, can't be searched. Maybe you'll draw it. A Kozmo Town, and a Slip Rider. This is a pretty rare combo, and usually you're not going to want to do this because you'll mulligan and use this to get to tin can, but if you're playing an opponent that really, really depends on resolving one particular combo or card effect, or maybe there's a monster you just need to suck up with infinity instead of pop with Destroyer or something, you might want to do this. I don't know, but if, for whatever reason, let's say you want to make a first turn infinity. So the first thing you're going to want to do is activate your town, or normal your pilot, whatever, or it doesn't really matter here. Then you'll normal your pilot. You'll banish your pilot for your Slip Rider. Slip Rider will destroy town. Town will search you another copy of Slip Rider. Then you activate your Etelli. Special summon a pilot from deck. We'll use Strawman. Then you'll banish your Strawman and summon your other Slip Rider. Pop a card if there is one available. And if you want to pop it. And then overlay for Nova Infinity. So that way you can have a first turn infinity, and maybe the other card you drew was a trap because you're a savage. Anyway, those are all the combos that really come to mind that are worth sharing. A couple of general notes. The extract isn't that important. Just run a bunch of rank 5s, maybe a break sword or something. If you play multiple Forerunners, you could run some 7s. When I play it, my extra deck is just a Leviair, a Nova, and an Infinity. If I had a break sword, I would probably put a break sword in, but it's not really going to come up, and neither does this. This is the main card you'll be summoning. But you can't make it with Dark Lady, so that's why the rank 5s might be helpful. Anyway, another thing to mention, the guy who requested this video wanted to know how effective the deck could be run without Mojo. It is a workable deck. It works just fine, but Mojo is definitely a very important card to have in the deck, and it's extremely disruptive. So while you don't absolutely need 3, investing in 1 copy would be a pretty good idea, because those other 2 Mojos could be replaced with MSTs, and you can MST a town once you're done setting up your first turn board, and search the 1 Mojo you have off of it to set up some interruption plays. Having 1 Mojo and being able to search it is extremely relevant, but you don't need 3 if you don't have the funds for 3. It's okay, but you're definitely going to want to fill the deck up with other traps to fill up the space. So maybe the Solemn Brigade or anti-spells, things like that. But anyway, that's the general set of Kozmo combos I could think of. There are probably others out there that didn't come to mind. Oh, another thing to mention, if you have planet and another planet, you can banish a planet to summon the other planet. That's just something fun you can do. And then add that other one back with town and do some mulliganing. But I think I've mentioned about all there is to mention about the deck. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out our Kozmo deck profile on the channel. Thank you, and goodbye.